Holla Ballers! See you right there. That's for you. You special, special person. Yes, you are. Thank you for tuning in with me on the Daily Preach, the only daily that matters. That's right, Blizz. My daily is more important. I don't give valor points. I don't give honor. And I certainly don't give crappy sort of chests full of stuff. What I do is give you some information and we discuss things, we talk about things, and we try and improve the wonderful World of Warcraft in our own special little universe where our opinions barely matter. But it doesn't matter. It matters to us. It matters to me. And it matters to you guys. I am not going to upload yesterday's daily. I actually felt it was quite a poor daily. I was like, ugh, it was kind of shitty after I watched it back. I was like, oh my god. We had a lot of microphone trouble. We didn't even start till like 10 past 5. Kind of threw me off my game. Was off my game. One does not simply throw me off my game and then do a show immediately after. It's really screwed me up. So I'm not going to upload that one. So for the benefit of those guys who couldn't tune in yesterday, or for those of you who like to watch on YouTube, let me reiterate some announcements. It's web show week. Your brofists have started piling in, which is awesome. Brofists are piling in left and right. Some good ones. We got some from like taking at 3:30 in the AM. We tried to convince the guy to do that, which is really cool. Which is really cool. So we got some wonderful brofists sent in from you guys already. Send more. Let's get the brofist map. Actually, dudes, do you see this? Do you see this? Can you see it there? The brofist map collapsed under its own weight. That's good shit. That's cool, right? Look at it, it's there. I need to put it back up. After I came back from the walk, the brofist map had collapsed under its own weight of awesomeness. There was too much brofist action on the map, so maybe I need to get a new map. I know, we might have reached the stage where we need a bigger and better map. So I rescued it so Ben couldn't stand on it and wreck it and troll it and eat it to death. I will hopefully try and repair it and see what I can do. But it collapsed under the weight of you guys, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. The wall, it could no longer support itself. It was done. It was done bigger, because people want to be. The interesting thing about the brofist is I get some emails that are like, dude, you put me like in Antarctica and I live in the US. I'm like, I know, but the US is kind of full. I'll just be overwriting other ballers. So maybe it's time to get a new, bigger map. How big will we go? That is the question. That is the question. Okay, so couple of announcements then. It's Web Show Weekend, which means send your brofist to preachgaming@gmail.com. Also, the transmogrification competition is also going on Saturday. There is a t-shirt up for grabs. The winner will receive a t-shirt sent by us, Preach Gaming t-shirt. Remember, you get your name on your back. See? Hey. You get your own customized name on the back of your t-shirt. You can have your guild name if you want, if you so desire. But we'll be giving you a t-shirt for the best transmog as decided by me and Mr. Ghost. Good news as well is that in May and June, I am going to be joined by a very special guest. Mr. Blubzar is going to be visiting the UK and staying with me. Nice. Hopefully, for you healers out there, and especially you monkey monks, we could talk about some good heroic healing stuff and some good monkey monk stuff. So I'll have Mr. Blubzar staying with me here at Gamer HQ, Preach Gaming headquarters. Very, very much looking forward to that as well. All right. Right, let's get on with some gaming news, right? Games! We want to talk about games. Colonial Marines, Aliens, don't fucking buy it. Hey, that's easy. That's good news, isn't it? Aliens, Colonial Marines, massive fail. I've never heard of a game be so badly panned since the War Z. Since the War Z, especially a game I was really looking forward to. I actually had people who were talking about doing some multiplayer co-op with me and making some videos out of it for Aliens Colonial Marines. I'm a huge fan of Aliens. That smart gun sound. That smart gun sound. If you've ever watched Aliens, Aliens okay. Aliens is better, in my opinion. That smart gun sound. Oh yeah, that smart gun sound. And I was really looking forward to the Colonial Marines. Apparently, it's a really watered-down version of Left 4 Dead. So Left 4 Dead, which is years old, is in fact much better. This is really sad news, guys. So if you were thinking and looking forward to it, as I was, I almost considered buying Aliens Colonial Marines. If it wasn't for the fact I would play Dead Space 3 right now, which is awesome, I would have certainly considered it, especially for the multiplayer advantages it offers and co-op story mode. Oh, I love a co-op story mode. You know I love my co-op story mode. Yeah. It's terrible, a really watered down, really amateur ass hour version of what we were hoping for, which is pretty sad. It's pretty sad. In other gaming news as well, I do like to keep you updated with various things. The game, which one was it? Oh, this is going to plague me. I wrote my notes. Where's my notepad? Gotta get my notepad. Nope. Psh, psh, psh. I'm such a failboat. My notepad notes are all in like scribble shorthand. I'm so pro. Low tech as fuck, right? Oh, the new Batman's coming. There's going to be a new Batman game. Everybody loves a bit of Batman Arkham Asylum. The new Batman game has been pretty much announced. We're going to be getting a new Batman game in the Arkham Asylum style. Arkham City. It looks like it's going to be pretty fucking awesome. I thought that was kind of important. A lot of you fucking love Batman. Fucking love Batman. I actually adored Arkham Asylum. Besides the ending of Arkham Asylum is terrible. It's terrible to say the fucking least. But the fact they're going to do another Batman is kind of already expected, but another Batman is on its way, which is super fucking cool. I'm really looking forward to that as well. I hope it's going to be sick. I hope it's going to be absolutely sick. Let's talk about some WoW stuff then. Okay, today's topic on the WoW stuff is getting back out into the world. I read some really interesting stuff today, various articles about getting players back into the world. We have a really big world. In fact, it's too big. Okay, the world of Azeroth is far too fucking big. It's huge. It's enormous. We, in fact, don't see hardly any of it. And as soon as we level past it, we never see it again. Rarely. Why would you go to Silithus? Transmog. That is it. We don't want to get out in the world. People just live in the cities. I do. I very rarely venture out of the cities unless I'm leveling or to do dailies. But we all know we don't do dailies around here, right? We don't do dailies. Nope. We don't do dailies. So in fact, we don't do it at all. The world is just too fucking big, and finding reasons to get us out there beyond dailies is actually becoming a problem. One of the big issues is new players and even older players don't get to see any of the world. Why? There's no reason to. In fact, the way the leveling currently is in World of Warcraft, you can quite easily level past the zone after doing about a quarter of it. So you don't really get to see or finish the storyline. One of the big things we were talking about on the stream today is that every single zone, in essence, has its own story and its own journey to complete. A lot of people whispered me immensely after I said you can actually play as Arthas and you can fight Illidan in Icecrown. Loads and loads of you don't know you can do that. You actually become Arthas and you fight Illidan. And you can actually raise Sapphiron from the ground. Sapphiron? Yeah? No? Saffron, you know, the Frostworm. You can raise it from the ground, and you do all this really cool stuff. You get to beat Ragnaros if you finish Hyjal. This all occurs even in lower zones. You can do all these kind of crazy things. You can just really engulf yourself and immerse yourself in the World of Warcraft. And in fact, some of these quests are so detailed and lore relevant that it's kind of a shame that you missed them. I was actually more surprised at people who have yet to do things like the Vol'jin scenario, which is key, absolutely key towards going forward in Mists of Pandaria. This whole storyline is developing, and the Mists of Pandaria storyline looks like it can be really good. Unfortunately, the way we seem to be negotiating this issue is via daily quests. This really doesn't help the rest of the world, getting back out in the world. One big complaint, and this is kind of the main topic we should talk about, flying mounts. Flying mounts have caused this, because we don't even need to land. Should we have to visit out into the world, we fly to where we want to go. Most oftentimes, we look where we need to go, we press fucking auto run on our flying mounts, and then we go AFK, and we have a pee, we get a sandwich, all that kind of crazy stuff. We just don't do it. Getting rid of flying mounts, is that a viable thing to do? I don't think so. I hate not having my flying mount. I really, really fucking hate it. I detest it, in fact. But I remember a time before flying mounts. Was it worse? Yes, it was worse. It was considerably worse. Anybody who used to do a Dire Maul? Who here from Vanilla used to do a Dire Maul run? FML organising and getting everybody to Dire Maul. My God. That was the most horrendous thing in the history of mankind, was doing a Dire Maul run in fucking vanilla. Jesus. There is nothing even remotely close to where Dire Maul is for its level. And having to get everybody there on Griffins was just obscene. Not only would it take you forever and a day to actually construct your Dire Maul team and to forge that party, it's seemingly out of stone, as Dire Maul was notoriously difficult, apparently. I felt it difficult. Sunken Temple, look at these instances, you can see there was definite situations where Not having a flying mount was just the AIDS of the society. It was terrible. But we have got things like summons and stuff now. Would it warrant a return to mass summon? Maybe. I actually miss mass summon incredibly. As somebody who doesn't abuse mechanics, I didn't abuse the Dead Space 3 bug to get infinite resources. Apparently theft. I didn't do any of that. I don't like abusing mechanics. I'm actually very much against it. If I know of an exploit, I do not like to use it. And as a raid leader, I've always been steadfast in refusing to do that. So having not abused mass summon in any way, I miss it. I miss it immensely. It was very, very useful. Very useful. Do you want to go and do an Ashes of Alar run? It's even... Hey, okay. How many of you have friends who can never make it to an instance in a reasonable amount of time? Quick poll. 1 or 0. How many of you like to go and do some dungeon and your friend is notoriously terrible at getting to the dungeon? 1 if you do, 0 if you do not. 1, 1, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. Come on. Ones and zeros. Look at those ones and zeros. Summon me, please. Yep, that guy. That guy. 1, 1, 1. If you put 0 in that chat, you're probably that guy. Yeah, like Jack says, I'm that guy. I can never get to a dungeon. Mass summon was great for that. As somebody who says, if someone whispers me, like, I need to think of a name. Let's just call him Boast. Let's say I have a friend called Boast, and Boast suggests to me that we go and do something like Black Temple because he wants some sort of item from there. I would say to Boast, okay, Boast, we will do that. And then suddenly I'm at Black Temple, and my friend, my fictional friend Boast, who has invited me to go and do this, would actually still be sat in Orgrimmar, probably just looking at his bank of items and being very impressed by them. We've got that kind of friend, right? He wants to go and do Black Temple. I don't particularly care. So Mr. Boast suggests we go and do Black Temple. I don't have much else to do. So me and Boast team up. Off we go. I'm at Black Temple. He's not there. And then he says those utter wonderful words. Summon Plix. Is there enough people there to summon? Oh, Boast, how I hate you. I hate you immensely. But I love you in a kind of strange, no homo kind of way. We all have those kind of friends. Mass summon was a wonderful way of dealing with those kind of friends. It was never an issue if you can just mass summon everybody, right? Are you ready to come? Yeah, you're there. Done. And it created a lot of fun times. But mass summon was removed, of course. We all know this. Mass summon no longer exists because people like to abuse it. Motherfuckers, ruining the party for the rest of us. So they're kind of toying with the idea of removing flying mounts. We can't dissuade this. They've mentioned it a few times, actually. Probably, I would say, 5 or 6 times over the last 6 months. The discussion has come up about how flying mounts are bad, and we'd like to remove them. This is not the solution, in my opinion, of increasing people being out in the world. Yes, technically, it increases people being out in the world, but it literally just makes your life more annoying. That's all it seems to do. That's all it seems to do. I can't think of another reason why removal of flying mounts would encourage people to be out in the world. That would not be the case. It just means that your travel time between A and B is much longer, but eventually you're going to end up back in the city because you only wanted to go and do your dailies, or you only wanted to visit a dungeon, or you wanted to go and raid. Who else is going to be out there? They are only more in the world because they have to pass through it to go and do what they would ordinarily do. That kind of sucks. That kind of doesn't increase people being out in the world for the sake of exploring, for the sake of being out there, for the sake of wanting to be out there. That's what we need to decide on how we could do that. So how could we do that? Daily quests is not great. How many of you... I want a quick poll again. How many of you have a singing sunflower pet? 1s and 0s. Singing sunflower pet. 1s and 0s. 1s and 0s. 1 if you've got one. 0 if you don't, right? 1, 1, 1. 1s and 0s. 1s and 0s. Ooh, I do. Requiem's got it. I had it. I don't even know what that is. Okay. 50-50-50. 50-50. Okay, 50-50. But those of you who do... Okay. How many of you said 1 and do have the singing sunflower pet? How many of you had never visited that area of the map before? And only went there for the joyous experience of attaining your singing sunflower pet? Okay? How many of you never really visited that area of the world before? Obviously, I'm keeping this rather under wraps for those of you who don't have one. I never 0, never visited it before. 1 if you had visited it before, and 0 if you had not. 0, 0, 0. Couldn't complete the quest. 0, 0. And that's what I kind of expected to see. It's not a daily quest. If you don't know how you attain the Singing Sunflower, it's very simple. Next to the old Dalaran crater, in the Hillsbrad foothills, there is a farm. And on that farm, I feel like old MacDonald now. And on that farm, he had a quest. E-I-E-I-O. And on that quest, you did some shit that may or may not be similar to another game, Plants vs. Zombies. And if you do this quest, you get rewarded with a pet. And this pet is something people really enjoy. And in fact, it's a great minigame. I've done it across many characters, and I do not farm pets. I just actually enjoy the minigame. I actually think it's pretty cool. Minigames are a wonderful way to encourage people to visit certain areas. Giving people this option to go and do it. I guarantee, after mentioning this, many of you will actually go out and try and seek out the Singing Sunflower. Not because you want the pet. I didn't do it because I wanted the pet. I did it because there was a minigame out in the world that I wanted to do. World of Warcraft is ripe for minigames. It's ripe for minigames. And Blizzard is not adverse to doing this. They are really not adverse to doing this. I want to see things like casinos out in the world, minigames that are dotted around the area. That's how we get people out in the world. Not daily quests, not something that feels like it needs to be done, but something that's out there to be done. This is the kind of idea we want to expand upon. We don't want something that needs to be done. We want something out there that wants to be done, but you don't have to do it. And then you can go and do it. Minigames are a wonderful, wonderful expansion to World of Warcraft. The Brawlers Guild is a prime example. The Brawlers Guild is overwhelmingly successful. The Brawlers Guild is actually fantastic. Many of you are spending hours upon hours of your day simply watching other people do the Brawlers Guild. That's how you get people out in the world. Brawlers Guild doesn't actually reward you with much or anything, right? Singing Sunflower, who gives a shit? You're barely going to have it out. In fact, in most raids, the Singing Sunflower is banned. In my old raid, Singing Sunflowers were in fact banned because they're very, very annoying. I'm rank 8, I can't beat those bosses. Motherfucker. Strip clubs, all this. I just don't think strip clubs are a great model for World of Warcraft, especially given its wonderful feel. But minigames are the solution, in my opinion. Minigames is how we get people out in the world. Oh, we have... What? Okay. I'm going to give you a prime example. There is a zone just north of Orgrimmar, and in that zone, there is an area that is a travel area that's like a resort. Who knows of it? Who fucking knows of the resort? It has a swimming pool, it even has a racetrack nearby. Has a racetrack, it has all these kind of things. Yep, you all know it's there. You don't do much of anything there. Which Gallywix is that resort. That whole resort is there. When I saw that, I thought, fucking awesome. There is a racetrack around the whole zone. A racetrack around the whole zone. Why are we not abusing that? Why are we not making use of this stuff? We can do races. Hell, if you could do the fucking shitty Cloud Serpent race, we can do a racetrack race. Can't we? We can do that kind of stuff. It's not hard. And we can do all this kind of shit. You want to get people out into Azeroth? Give them a reason to go there that's not mandatory. You will have people who are the top speed racers on the server. Ranks and stuff. The challenge mode rankings is actually great. People love to get a ranking. A score. This kind of thing. All these things out in the world. We have a whole pleasure palace. Darkmoon Faire is really awkward to get to. It is, really, especially if it's like outside Thunderbluff. That's kind of annoying for me. I went to Darkmoon Faire for the first time ever last week. The new Darkmoon Faire. I've been to the ones in TBC, Lich King and Cataclysm. I went to the new one. Oh, maybe not even Cataclysm. I don't think I went in Cataclysm. I went to the new one. I was like, this is really cool. But it's buried away. It's not out in the open world. It's not somewhere where people gather. It's not out there. You have to go off and you zone away to some secret little place, and people are there just to get the 10% XP. Adding rankings, things like that into race courses, all this kind of stuff, and just doing general mini games, especially things where we can gamble. Gamble's a little bit difficult in this game, but we have discussed this in the past. Gambling, or being able to bet on various things like Pokemon, the Pokemon pet battles. If we could gamble on that kind of stuff, people will love that. They will fucking eat that shit up. They will eat it up. You know you would. I'd gladly gamble a few thousand gold on people playing Pokemon. Here comes my favourite guy at Pokemon. This guy. I don't like doing Pokemon myself, but I'll have a fucking gamble. I'll have a fucking gambling. I'll throw a couple of grand his way if I think he's going to win. All that kind of stuff creates a much bigger community and makes a lot more stuff realm-based. Cross-realm zones are really, really a problem right now. There's no sense of community. There's no standout people. At best, we have standout guilds. At best, we have standout guilds. What we don't have is these standout members of the community. Some people know of certain people because you bumped into them, but the top racer on the server, the top Pokemon guy, oh, he's logging on. I remember back in Vanilla, not to be rose-tinted goggles, the best PvPers on the server when you logged on, people would actually avoid queuing in Battlegrounds because you knew these guys were coming on. Any members of old school Vanilla Balnazar will know of a warrior named Joey. Joey the warrior, if he logged on, Horde did not queue Battlegrounds because Joey was a Grand Marshal and he had a shitload of healers and he would cut your fucking head off. Wonderful aspect of the game. Wonderful aspect of the game. This wonderful community thing. This guy's kick ass at the racetrack and oh, somebody else is beating. Not stuff that requires hours and hours and hours of things like raiding, closed off in an instance in some different world. We don't see these people. We can't spectate it. Give us something to spectate. Give us something that we can tangibly relate to an account and put it out in the world. That's how we get out there. That wonderful aspect. Hell, we could have bowling and all sorts of people. All this shit appeals to people. We could all do this kind of thing. I think that's what we need to do. Not remove flying mounts. That just becomes an inconvenience. For me, the lack of a flying mount is just an inconvenience. It does not increase my pleasure of a zone in any way. It really does not. But just lots of little mini games, little things that people can achieve things at and have a server ranking. Build the community up that way. I would love to see stuff like that. Okay. Preach this to Blizzard. Well, maybe. One day. Okay, I'm going to take any questions. I'm doing a relatively short daily today. I'm actually having a big rest tonight. Aren't I a slacker? I've worked really hard the last fucking 10 days. I'm having a rest this evening. I'm going to go and watch me some Stargate and cook some dinner. Because I'm that kind of nerd, right? I'm going to go and watch some sci-fi and cook dinner for my fiance. Because tomorrow, I believe Ghosty's live streaming tomorrow. I'm live streaming from 9 a.m. And Ghosty is going to be live streaming from here, as I have a lot of work to do, but he's going to be live streaming from here, so I'll be around us again. So if you have any other questions, let me know. I really want to see your feedback on the YouTube video about what you think about the idea of just things going on in the world all the time. Things just going on. That's it. That's all we want is things going on. There is nothing going on in the world. So why would we go there? Forcing us to crawl across the map instead of fly is not the solution. We want things happening out in the world. Simple, easy things. And go and find out about the singing sunflower. And if you can't finish the quests, shame on you. They're not that hard. Go and find out. Go to the old Dalaran crater, Hillsbad Foothills. You'll find a farm. Go and do it. Any questions? I'm doing Workshop Wednesday. Yeah, the rest of the week looks like this. Workshop Wednesday is tomorrow. Thursday and Friday are both drama days. Okay, we have drama days on Thursday and Friday. We've got 6 stories lined up for you for Thursday and Friday, and an extra special story. Hopefully, there's a guy writing one that's like a script, but he hasn't sent it yet. I'm hoping for that one for Saturday. I'll keep it open, but I do have another one ready for Saturday. So we've got Thursday and Friday, Saturday, Workshop Wednesday. We've got a good week coming. I could get the sunflower. I'm just too lazy. Well, then you've got enough going on in your game. I have seen the Stargate movies. They're terrible. Neocron 2 is back up and working, I believe. We will have another Neocron day. Today we managed to make sure we have no more level 85 characters. I think we've got 5 at level 87. We've got a few more that are at 86. We're going to have everything at 87 plus by Friday. And if that's the case, we'll have a couple of days next week on different games on the live stream during the day. So that should be pretty cool. If you're doing a script, go ahead and do it. Summon me to the farm, please. All right, everyone looks pretty good. Everyone's having a good news day. Thank you very much for tuning in with me with this daily. I know it's a short one, but that's okay sometimes. Nice show. It doesn't need to be an hour to be good. Good subject there for you, though. What do you think? Your solutions. How do we get back out into the world? I really don't want to see people say remove flying mounts. I think it's a bit simple, a bit slap in the face-ish and just an inconvenience. We need a reason to be out in the world that isn't daily quests. We need a reason that we can choose to do or not to do without feeling bad or having negative effects against us. All right, guys. Hey, Vinny. Wonderful Vinny out in Italy. Tuned in a little bit late. Don't leave. I'm going to cook some dinner. I'm going to have a relaxing evening. We've had a great live stream this week. Absolutely amazing. And those guys who are tuning in during the day with the live stream, you're awesome. I'll be live again from 9 a.m. tomorrow. 9 a.m. tomorrow. Have a wonderful fucking day, guys. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.